Alright, here at No Reserve we have our 69 GMC C2500, or a lot of people call them C20s, K20s, K2500, stuff like that, but it's a 3/4 ton 4x4. Really hard to find truck, factory 354 speed, it's custom package. Really, I mean, and, you know, it's a old truck, so it's got little scratches and chips all over. I mean, it really presents and looks like an original paint truck. It looks like a factory black on black truck, and when you first come up to it or see it from a distance or cruising on the road, I mean, that's what it looks like. But it did originally come gold with black interior, and once you get close, I mean, you'll see areas like this that have worn off and it's gold underneath, and there's only a couple spots that are that way. I mean, even if you're looking here, chips and stuff just look like chips and scratches. So it's a really old complete paint job. I mean, they did everything, door jambs, dash, under the hood. So this thing was, it's an old lacquer paint job, so it was probably done in the 70s is my guess. But it's not something I'd consider a project truck. We're going to list a couple of project vehicles. We're kind of plumb full of vehicles and vehicles that we're not really going to be able to get to. But this runs and drives great. As mentioned in the other video, the motor's you can tell it's just getting a little tired. It's original. It's a Camel Hut motor. I think it's the original numbers matching motor, but I haven't been able to verify. So it has, kind of your patina or your wear and tear throughout the truck. I mean, it's got chips all around here. It does have a couple of your old truck quirks, like a lot of the gauges aren't working except for the tach and speedometer work great. The oil pressure works good. I think the gas gauge works, but it has two tanks, and I don't know how it reads, but there was fuel in both of them, and I put 5 gallons in here and 5 gallons in here. But it says 3/4 full, and it kind of just stays there. And the blinkers don't work, little stuff like that. Stereo doesn't work, but all the lights work. You got the chrome is kind of aged there. You kind of have your aging there, crack in the light. So expect that kind of, really expect basically a 1969 original Survivor truck wear and tear. It does have your typical rust for this generation of truck in some of the spots, but here it's good. We've got a redhead steering box, all new brake lanes all the way around, front brakes. You don't got any rust there. Now you got your little chips. And these are going to be, I'm not going to be able to get all of the chips just because, it has a decent amount. Rusting there, some bubbling, rust in the door there. Just a little bit of bubbling in the cab corner here. You come up, you got some bubbling up in here. You got some rust there, but the dog legs look good. But I mean, you see these door jambs, what I was talking about. I mean, it just looks like worn original paint. I mean, it probably was just a hell of a job back in the day. Underside of doors look good. The underside, you do got some rust. You got some rust there. There is pictures, and you can see the daylight from those. And you got some rust in that. But the actual body mount itself is looking good. The paint has thinned and dulled from the gas tank overspilling, and you can kind of see here. I mean, overall the paint's really shiny, but in this area it is a little dull. But then you look back up here, it's got great depth and shine to it. If you wanted to get crazy, you probably could buff this thing out and really make it shine. Looks like this got hooked on something. There's two of one of these at each corner of the bed. No rust on the bottom corner here of the bed. No rust inside the bed. The bed actually has no rust at all besides some surface rust. Some leaves in here, but I'm guaranteeing there's no holes. But look, I mean, they even painted the inside of the bed. I mean, like I said, when I first saw this thing, I was like, score, original paint, black on black. Trim's a little bit banged up here. Rust in the bumper. Tailgate's good with no rust, it's surface rust and standard kind of wear and tear. I'm gonna try to go real slow, but we got pictures of all this stuff. I can email a photo bucket link of all the little pinpointed areas. Trims wore. Looks like they had something strapped on there, kind of scratched it up. Again, get the rust in the corner. It's got 16-inch steel wheels at all four corners with newer model GMC hubcaps, but they look good. Again, rock chips, wear and tear here and there. As mentioned in the other video, you might want to replace the exhaust. I mean, there's some rust there, bubbling, but it's not rust through. I mean, you're getting good solid metal. Up top, I'll hop up here real quick. Rain gutters look really nice. Front of the cab looks good. Got some, goop. This is kind of what I consider old truck stuff. Stuff you see after 40, 50 years worth of life. I'll take you inside here in just a minute. This one's got, the rockers are in better shape, but does have the inner rocker rust. You know, outer rockers on both of them are good. This one's just got a little bit of bubbling, you'll see. But this one does have cab corner rust. And again, the same rust there. And a little bit starting there, but again, where the body mounts up, it's surprisingly good. You know, so please, you know, take the time to go through all the videos and photos, because I can't mark everything down on here. You know, this is got some bumps and bruises, but no dents, anything like that. No unsightly, big, huge scratches. Just scratches throughout. No rust there. I mean, the fenders are in phenomenal shape, really. Got a little bit of rust there underneath the battery box, but that's about it. No rust right there or anything. Got the 4x4 front caps. It's got Goodyears at each corner. Kind of like a typical thing of this era. The rears are Goodyears, more aggressive, and the fronts are not as aggressive. So, but again, you got chips and marks, and some of the lenses are, you know, don't have as much color. You got the trailer style mirrors that haven't dented in the side of the door at all, but looks like it had the smaller mirrors at one time on both sides. Custom emblem is missing from over here. I'll take you inside. You can see the original VIN decal. Got the 350 4-speed factory tack dash that works. All that cool stuff. The cardboard inside's good. Again, old truck type thing. This gets warm in here, but you don't hear the blower motor kicking on. But really, the vinyl mat's in phenomenal condition. You can see where it's slid in the middle. You can see the original gold. But for being a 69, I mean, that mat's nice. Seat's in nice shape. You know, honestly, I would get rid of this old school style diamond and just do it all in vinyl or a different color. But it looks good. No hole, you know, no real holes, or one hole on the driver's side. Original 4-wheel decal, which is cool. Some visors stay up. Door panels are in really nice shape. You got the black little knob on each one. Windows roll up and down fine. They lock. But you might want to get some grease in here, some white urethane grease. Grease up the runners. They can be a little tough sometimes. Doors shut good. Now I can yank on the door. Not a hinge problem. Good gaps. Take you around here to the driver's side. You know, shuts nice. I'm yanking on it. Locking gas caps. I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of wear on the pedals, but so who knows what the miles is? Might be 107, might be 207, but so you gotta just go on condition rather than miles. It's got an aftermarket stereo put in at one point, but it hasn't been cut. It's the old style. Got some speakers in here. A little bit of wear. This is the custom trim interior, so it's kind of the deluxe deal. Got a little slit right there. Nice looking steering wheel. I'll take you underneath the hood, and then we'll get her warmed up and start hitting the road. Go ahead. It's kind of a two-hand operation here. The hinges do need some greasing. I'll hit them again with some WD-40. I've been working them ever since I've had it. The brakes were gone through. Again, the master cylinder was replaced. The alternator is pretty new. Red head steering box. It's a manual brake, manual steering truck. You know, no rust on the cowl, no rust on the hood. Nice and rust free. But the hood hinges are getting kind of tough where, you know, you don't want to pull too hard because it takes some effort, and then they'll stick up a little bit sometimes. So get some WD-40 or some freeze off. Again, this is going at no reserve. It's kind of a truck we've had around for a little while. Always started it. It always starts, runs good. You know, sounds like an old truck going down the road. Not a restored one. But it's just, you know, I don't see us getting into any of those issues soon. We were tossed. Do we replace the rust, paint it? But it's just got just such a killer original Survivor look that I don't got the heart to put the knife to it, because it's a great truck. You could do a couple things too. I mean, drive it as is, or go through, fix the gauges. You know, maybe do nice little stereo, stuff like that. Do fix the blinkers. But it is going on no reserve. It's going to be a great truck for somebody. It's an excellent starting point if you're looking for something to do on a restoration, because it is hard to find the four-wheel drive trucks of this era. I mean, this is still kind of new. A lot of the trucks, you know, in the 60s and 60s and 50s were all two-wheel drive. So this is getting into the era. It's new for four-wheel drive trucks to be available to the public on the assembly line. So all right, it's going at no reserve, and good luck, everybody.